Hello everyone. Today is day 3. We are talking about 5-day AI agents intensive course with Google. Today we are going to cover context engineering, sessions and memory. So what is this? What is sessions and what is memory? Why do we need it? Have you ever wondered if we pass on a prompt to a LLM like suppose what is your name? It replies back. But it only replies back when you have given it a prompt like, hey, my name is Sam. I am working in as a software engineer in a company XYZ. So now when you will ask the LLM that what is your name, it will reply back, your name is Sam. Why? Because it has something in its session right now. We have given him a context. But when you are asking suddenly in a new session that what is your name, it will not able to reply you back. So this is why something sessions are required, memory required in order to understand what you have asked, what you have done in the past, so that it can give you a better answers to your prompt. Now the topics that we are going to cover today is context engineering, sessions and memory. The way we are going to cover the assignment is we are going to listen to the summary podcast episode. We have a podcast which will summarize the things, summarize the topics that we are going to cover. And then we have a detailed PDF which we can go through and which we can read. It will be a complement to the podcast. So, the podcast, whatever is added in the podcast, we can go through in a detailed way at our own pace. And then once that is done, we have code labs on Kaggle. So there will be one code lab that we will be building it, which will give us the idea about the stateful agents and the perform context engineering. And then there will be a detailed one, which will be the second one, where we can explore how to use memory with our agent. So everything is in a similar way, the way we have covered the day 1 and day 2, and there are some reminders and announcement. So let me go through that also. So in a reminder and announcement part, we need to we will be able to find out whatever live stream we have done till now. So we are on day 3. We have already covered day 1 and day 2, and those live streams will be uploaded over here, which you can go through. Day 2, I think, yes, that is also uploaded 1 hour, 5 minutes something. Now, this is all uploaded. Anyone can go through. We have some troubleshooting guides for the code labs. Then, in the third one, we have a live stream which is going to be released, going to be taken care by Kanchana and Anand. They were also on day 1 and day 2. So, they will be conducting it at the same time, 12:30 a.m. IST. I'm talking about IST because I am in India. And then the assignments which are provided for us as a learning part, those assignments are not required to be submitted. They have already told us multiple times and in different uh, forums also that we don't need to submit it. It is something that we need to complete at our own pace, and this is for our learning. And we have a huge positive and supportive community which have very helpful. The guidelines for the community are on Kaggle's community guidelines. So even anyone can go through and see what general guidelines we need to follow. Now, let me go through the detailed one. For the podcast, these podcasts, which are a white paper companion podcast, context engineering. So this is all uploaded on Kaggle. So you can subscribe and you can also go through there. Uh, we have PDF. The PDF is the detailed one. So it is a white paper in a very detailed way. This is a complement to the podcast, which we have already talked about. So I'm just giving a glimpse that what are the topics that are covered over here, and these are very detailed one. So I would recommend going through the podcast first and then going through the white paper. And then we can go through the code labs. Now, okay. So this is the agent sessions that we are talking about. This is the third day, and there we can see they have given a lot of examples, and the whole topics are covered over here. Let me go through the from top actually. So memory management part one sessions. We will be learning here that what sessions are and how to use them in your agent. There are sessions which are stateful agents. So how to build stateful agents with the sessions and events, how to process sessions in a database. And then we have context management practices such as context, compaction, and then best practices. Okay, so so the type of sessions that we can have are in-memory session service, database session service, agent engine sessions. So whenever we do development and testing, we we start a session actually, and then we give prompt. We give some detail uh, prompt to the LLM, and then once that session is closed, everything is lost. And at that time, when you ask back what we have asked in the previous session, it will not give you back the reply. So whatever we have stored in that particular time, in particular session, this is in-memory session service. Now, if we want to survive the restart and we need to persist the data and whatever the prompt that you have asked, the context that we have asked, these are good for small to medium apps, and those can be done through database session service. And then comes the bigger picture, the which we want to have fully managed long-term sessions. So, so enterprise scale, it is best for the enterprise scale, and that can be done through the service agent engine sessions. So the day is divided into two parts. This is again day 3A agent sessions, and let me go through some of the details. We don't require to submit anything, and we need to take care of one more thing. We don't need to run all because this will actually trigger a lot of command which will hang the server. And then the same way instructions are there how to set up, and once the setup is done we can go to the details like how do we manage the sessions. We have user input like it can be a text, audio, image, and the agent responds back. There is a tool call. It is an external tool, or it can be a API or database call through API. And then there are outputs that we receive back, and we give it back to the agent. Persistent, we have already talked about that there are ways to persist it, mainly in memory, database, and agent engine. And then we have context compaction. So whatever we receive back, those can be a very huge detail, a very large detail. So that can be not exactly what agent is looking at. So it needs to be context compaction needs to be done over there. This is a feature how to automatically reduce the context that's stored in the session. And then we will have working with a session. So there are a few examples that has been given. There are programs also that will demonstrate the session management. And then in the end, there are some more details. So after this particular agent sessions, you will come to know some of the fundamentals of building stateful AI agents: context engineering, sessions and events, persistent storage, session state, manual state management, and production considerations. And then the second part of the day 3 is day 3B agent memory, where we will again go through some of the details on memory management, which will be in more detail one. So memory management can be done in two ways. It can be a short-term memory, which lasts for a single conversation, and it can be a long-term memory, which can be across multiple conversations. Then we have something for the setup. Again, the same way we need to set up, we need to do the Gemini API key, configure it, and then we need to execute the commands which will actually do the setup. We have memory workflow. So the way memory workflow is, like, it is done in three steps actually. The integration with the agent. It is initialization, is inject, and then retrieve. So whenever a memory service is created and it is assigned to a agent, it is done through a runner. Then it is ingest. Ingest means adding the session to a memory. Whatever we are asking in that session, it gets added to the memory. And then it is retrieve. The third part is retrieve. So whenever we search something from the memory, it looks in the memory first, and then it gives us back. So this was on a very high level three steps that are actually for memory workflow. And then initialize memory service. These are all details. Some of the details we have captured in the 3A part. Here, the implementation details are there. I will skip those because these we will cover once we go through the detail of this particular exercise assignment. The setup that you have seen before, those were all manual. Now, when we are doing it in a bigger, very big enterprise application, or we want to have a complete setup, at that time it cannot be manual again and again. There is something needs to be automated. So automating the memory storage part, those are also explained in this part 6. It is done in various steps: before agent callback, after agent callback. Then in tools also, when it is actually doing tool callback, it is done before tool callback, after tool callback, and then in model, before model callback and after callback, model callback. So these are done, these callbacks are there, which actually are set up for making it in an automatic memory storage. And then there are some memory consolidation. So these are some of the claims that you will get, which are written in a code: session, memory, search. So here you can see it is like whole raw storage, and then it needs to be consolidated. So here you can see after consolidation, we have a lesser short form. Benefit is it takes less storage, we can retrieve it in a faster way, and these are more accurate answers because we are summarizing everything. So this is how the consolidation works, the pipeline they have shown over here. And that's it. So when we go through the whole agent memory in detail, you will see we have what learned the core mechanism, adding memory, then storing information, searching memory, then retrieving in agents, and memory consolidation. So these steps will actually help you when if you are on day 5 building your capstone project. Hope the details, whatever we are going to cover on day 3, are now much more clear to everyone, and I will be looking forward for day 4 and day 5. Thank you, everyone. If you have liked, please subscribe my channel, like it, comment it, or let me know whatever more details you are looking for. Thank you.